Welcome to the Startempire Wire Founders Podcast, where we make entrepreneurial founders a top priority. Each episode features risk takers, business builders, community shapers, institutional and government supporters in our local startup ecosystem. Tune in weekly to hear all about what's happening with the movers and the shakers of Southern California's Inland Empire and beyond. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Founders Podcast, where we are cataloging the who's who of the Inland Empire startup ecosystem. Today, we are with Bryan Barrera of LC Innovations. Bryan, how's it going today?
Man, it's going great. It's going great, Various. Thanks for getting me on the show. I can't complain, man. This is awesome. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you for coming on the show, man. I know I've been like, come on, man, come on. Finally got you on, but it wasn't a waste of time because during that time you wrote an entire book.
Yeah.
Tell us like the title of it. We can go more into details later, but just give us a title.
Yeah, man, it's called Your Ego, the Real Reason Your Business is Failing. So
I love it.
I kind of wanted, I wanted to make like an eye-popping type title so people can grab it and really like want to read it.
Yeah.
And the book is just about getting rid of your ego and running the business the way you should and
Yes.
using your resources the way you should and treating people the right way as well.
Awesome. Okay, Bryan. Yeah. So give us a quick rundown. Who is Bryan Barrera? Where did you come from? Where'd you grow up at? Like, let us know who you are as a person. You know, what's the place where you grew up?
Yeah, man, I grew up I was born and raised in El Monte, California, Los Angeles. So I'm a hardcore Dodger, hardcore Lakers fan.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I moved out to, my family moved out to Colton, California, SoCal, when I was about 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
So I'm a Colton boy, Southern California boy. I went to school at McKinley Elementary, Colton Junior High, Colton High School. And then it's kind of cool because I went to Pepperdine University's Graciadillo Business School.
Oh.
Without going to the college. I actually got in with a special program.
Wow, that's awesome.
I had an interview for like a lot of different professors and just had to do a lot of different letters of recommendations to get into the program.
Bro, and Pepperdine is the school.
Oh yeah, man, it's a hell of a school. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. A great cohort, great alumni, even better alumni. It's awesome. And then after that, my class advisor was like a guardian angel for me. She got me into the program over at the PACTD in the Chicago School of Professional Psychology. Yes. So now I'm in my third year of that. So that's it, man. And then I was a COO for Trademark Plastics for about 4 or 5 years. I was there for 10 years. And before that, I came from the gaming industry. I was actually working for, I worked for San Manuel as an executive host for 6 or 7 years also.
That's awesome. So all of this executive experience you're bringing into what you're doing currently. So how'd you get bit by the entrepreneur bug? You know, what made you want to just go at it?
Man, it's innovation, man. It's like, it's just, you know, being at my last employer, I started looking at a lot of innovative ways of doing business. I got into lean manufacturing. I'm also a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt. And I really got into...
Dang, that's awesome. Love it.
Yeah.
So you're also getting your PhD too.
My PhD? Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Sorry.
No, it's all right, man. It's all right.
Yeah.
So I just got into lean manufacturing a lot. I got into like just working on efficiencies and looking at different technological advancements. And I just kind of got bit by that bug, like you said, man. And I just started to really look at and noticing that a lot of entrepreneurs have great ideas and, you know, they're great inventors, but they kind of lose sight of the goal once they start running their own business. And that's why I want to help.
Man, that's cool. So you're out now consulting with entrepreneurs in the region. I've seen you at all of the events, tech events, and I know you go to a lot more events than just Founders Night and Techo Tuesday because we got a lot of events in this region. So as you're connecting with these business owners and the people that you're currently working with, what are some of the primary problems that you see that you're meeting the need of helping them solve? Like what is your business? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's the ego, man. It's the ego part. You know, like I know how it is when you start a business, especially now. You know, you have your baby and you don't want no one messing with your baby, right? And when you're doing that, a lot of people are very worried about who they're going to give ownership to or stocks to or make an officer of their little small company. And and I understand that. I totally understand that. But at the same time, you can't do everything on your own. Wow. You can't wear all the hats of the company. We talked earlier about an example of, someone says your pitch deck sucks.
Yes, yeah.
So then they start, okay, well, I can do my pitch deck. I can redo it, and I can redo it this way and redo it this way. It's like, why don't you just hire somebody to do it for you? Because that's not your specialty.
Come on. Wow.
A lot of inventors don't get that. It's like you don't have to wear all the hats.
That's really good. So when it comes to startups, sometimes they're on a shoestring budget or they're bootstrapping. How do you solve that issue? How do you solve that problem of like, man, I'm on a bootstrap budget. I want to hire somebody, but I want to, and well, maybe they know they've come across your book and they're finally, taking in the message. My ego needs to shrink and I need to learn how to hire somebody, but I only have a shoestring budget. Is there a way for startups and entrepreneurs maybe on that shoestring budget as one audience, to, find ways to bring help in to their business?
Yeah, you need to go to Founders Night, hosted by Various, and you need to win a competition.
They'll get a couple dollars.
Hey, that's the hustle, Various. They gotta do
true.
It.
That's true. That's true, man. That is true.
Yeah, there's that. There's Techo Tuesdays. There's grants. There's so many things out there now. That you can work on. But you gotta remember this thing though, right? So while you're working on all these things, while you're going to all these events, who's worried about your product line moving forward?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where a lot of people lose it, especially in startups. They lose that level of focus because they're like, okay, I got to get money. I got to get funding. I got to get this. But they forget totally about their product line. And why they forget about their product line, the industry's catching up to them.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I recommend going to Founders Night, going to Techo Tuesday, starting partnerships or being open to working with other people.
So you think a startup would be smart to partner with other people, collaborate to try to bring something in if they don't have a lot, maybe they're trading a valuable service each or something like that. Is that
absolutely. I just went to a Riverside event yesterday, and then I'm gonna go next week to a Business in Action as well. Yeah. And these people, they tell you like, we got grants, we got funding, we got this. All you gotta do is apply. And, but you're not gonna know about that unless you network with people like us, and that's what I'm kind of getting at. These people got to get out there and they got to get out of their paradigms, right?
Out of their paradigms, yes. Yeah. Man, that's cool. So, all right, so tell us, we kind of skipped around the questions. Tell us the primary core offerings that you have right now.
Right now, just with all my clients, I sort of gears more towards sales and marketing strategies, but I do it a little different. Yes. I intertwine the sales and marketing aspect to your business strategy, right? Because I know business strategy. So that's what I do. And I do that with the lens of like, just understanding you. And I'm not the type of consultant that's going to sit there and tell you what to do. I'm going to listen to you and I'm going to really make a path forward with you side by side. Because the main thing my business does is it focuses on your capabilities. Okay. Because your capabilities, they have to be complementary to your vision and your target market. Right?
That's good. Yeah, no, that's good because people need to have some outside look to come in. Maybe they think they're doing something, that is going to fit their target market perfectly. But if they get some outside input, then, maybe they'll change a little bit, pivot a little bit or something like that. Have you ever seen something like that happen?
Oh yeah, definitely. And, it's they call it the aha moment, right? Where they figure out what's going on. But the main thing is like you can have an amazing vision, and we talked about this earlier. Right. You can have an amazing vision, but if you're not telling your employees or your team what that vision is, they're probably going to go a whole different way, and then they're going to blame you, and you're going to blame them, and there's going to be a negative relationship there, right?
Yes. That's true. That is so true. All right, so I'm very curious. Walk us through some of the book. Give us a little bit of a preview because I'm sure the book ties into what you do and your service. Yes. So walk us through some points that you bring up in the book.
So I invented a model. It's currently being trademarked. And it's not a typical model of like, I'm telling you what to do. It's actually listening to you and you understanding your surroundings. And it's called the PACT model, PACTD. And it stands for pivot, adapt, create, transcend, and disrupt. Right? So if your business,
I like it.
Thanks, man. So if you're doing if you're doing good in that spot, but you want to grow, or you've been stuck in a certain mode for so long, is there a quick pivot you can make? So the first section of the book is all about sales and marketing, and speaking to your clients.
Yes.
So that's the pivot.
Okay.
And then adapt is more where it's external factors, right? So, okay, if your client's telling you they want you to do this, but you're doing this, if I do this, do I need a certification? Do I need to be a part of an association? What do I need? What do I need to adapt to, right?
Okay.
So it's pivot, adapt, and then if none of those two work, we then create. And when it comes to create, I use a balanced scorecard. I use Blue Ocean strategy. I love Blue Ocean strategy.
Blue Ocean strategy, big, yeah.
Oh, big time, man. I can go on for days about Cirque du Soleil, Netflix, Amazon, all that stuff, right?
Yes.
But there's another one too. It's called the OCAI, the Organizational Cultural Assessment Instrument, OCAI.
Okay.
And that right there is my favorite model, because what it does is it dissects your culture. And like I said earlier, it lets you know, are your capabilities matching your vision? And if they're not, you got to fix that before you go after your target market.
Wow. I love it. Yeah.
So then the last thing, the second to last thing is transcend. Transcend is huge, because once you have your strategy, once you have everything down, now you can go find the awesome employees that you want to find, right?
And to scale.
That's it, yeah. And in that section, that's where it gets really cool, especially for sports fans. In that transcend section, I use like a 5-tool baseball player approach on hiring your salespeople and your engineers. So that's the 5-tool player. I move that over to the manufacturing world and the business world, and you can use that same statistical analysis on getting your employees that match your culture and match your vision, right?
Wow,
so
that's pretty good. I love it.
So I did that. I also dissected the New England Patriots. That's one of the chapters at the end.
What? The Patriots. Yeah. All right. Tom Brady Patriots, right?
Tom Brady Patriots. Yeah. Well, actually, Bill Belichick too, because I don't know if you noticed this, but in the late 2000s, Brady had Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski.
Okay, yeah.
And he had Randy Moss. That was in like 2007, 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
And now, if you look at when Brady left, Bill Belichick got Mac Jones, right?
Mac Jones,
so, once again, knowing your employees, right? Knowing their strengths. Yeah. Knowing that Mac Jones is a rookie, he needs safety blankets.
Yeah.
So Bill Belichick went out there and he signed Jonnu Smith from the Titans, and he signed Hunter Henry from the Chargers.
Oh, okay. So
Aaron Hernandez, Rob Gronkowski.
Well, I love it because football is such a strategic game, and a coach like Bill Belichick, bringing that, those other players in to adjust to the weakness and the strength of the new player. Yeah. That's kind of a similar analogy as what a business owner should be doing, right?
Yep. Yeah, you should know your employees, you should know their strengths. And that's how I did that, because as he knows his rookies need safety blankets, maybe you're in the manufacturing arena and you need someone who knows about steel, or you need someone who knows about project engineering, because that's not your special suit, right? Yes. So I dissected that and I showed examples of how to do that in the real world.
Awesome. The Inland Empire startup ecosystem industry is tremendously fragmented. A few top-tier hubs, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and San Diego, are well covered by media, events, and data platforms. Finding reliable information relevant to startups or the tech industry in the Inland Empire is extremely difficult. As a result, startups can't scale fast enough. Investors are having a hard time finding the right deals, and corporates can't find the right companies to partner with for their innovation activities. Startempire Wire The leading Inland Empire startup publication is providing the Inland Empire startup ecosystem with the most accurate, engaging business and financial data, events, and news. Our reach of entrepreneurs, C-level executives, angels, VC investors, startup employees, key management at innovative corporates, and big tech is the solution for your B2B or B2C needs. As we build out our platform, we're looking for partners. This is your opportunity to get in on the ground level. If you're looking to align yourself with the local and growing startup and tech ecosystem of the Inland Empire, we have created the platform to get your name noticed and the opportunity for you to grow the recognition of your brand. Contact us today for availability and pricing options. We look forward to our partnership with you. Okay, yeah. So typically we go over like the growth of your startup, but let's talk a little bit about your growth of your consulting. You know, over the years, you've had the experience, at different businesses that you've been a part of, and now you're out on your own. Tell us a little bit about, the different, how you would break down the aha moments that you've had in growth.
Yeah, it's just a good example is the sales one. So the sales part of the book, it's those are aha moments. So yeah, you talk to people sometimes and you tell them like, hey, have you really dissected all of your clients, right? And that's one thing I learned about big time, especially on the field, is that you think you know your clients, but do you really know your clients? So you might have one client, but what if that client has a satellite facility in Minneapolis or a sister company in Tijuana, Mexico, right? Yeah. A lot of people don't know that sometimes. And I have found that several times. So when you talk to these employees, and that's what I did at my last facility. I did a whole customer portfolio, customer analysis, product portfolio. And now I'm teaching people to do that too. And my consulting people to do that in my job because they haven't dissected all the industries their clients are trying to get into. They haven't dissected all the different industries they already belong to. Yes. And they haven't even touched down on the product portfolios of their clients that they're trying to get into as well. So if you're over here with client A and client A is $1 million customer and they're doing amazing with you, but you don't know that they're going to get bought out and the person they're buying out only wants one product line of their whole portfolio, are you going to spend all your time with that $1 million client, or are you going to go to client B who's only $100,000, but you're seeing their product portfolio and you're seeing they're going after the in vitro market, or they're going after the cardiovascular market or the diabetes market. Yeah. So if you understand what they're going after, you can partner with them and you can move up with them. So that's kind of what I've been showing people.
Oh, that's good. So you from that perspective, you're helping, clients get I was going to say 360 view, but we talked about the 360 feedback earlier as well. Mm-hmm. Would you say what you just described is get a 360 view of your client?
Yeah, definitely. Because the whole paradigm varies is that like a lot of people are just like, oh, I don't want to bother my client. Oh, I don't want to bother them. You're not bothering them. They probably want to be bothered by you. They're probably sitting at home. They're probably sitting at home because they work remotely now, and they probably just want some human interaction, especially now.
That's really good. That's really good because then you get to know how you can better serve them. Yeah. Okay. How do you deal with your clients in the management aspect? We were talking a little bit about the 360 feedback. Can we mention that? We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah. The 360 degree feedback it's been around for some time now, but it's really gotten popular lately. Mm-hmm. But I think this goes back to my PhD that I'm trying to get right now. I'm in my third year of my PhD. Yeah. Hopefully I get it. Yeah. Because it's hard to do a dissertation. Yes. So it's like, it's really understanding what your employees are thinking about you, and it's understanding that they're people. They're people above everything else. And one of the things I like talking about various is like, we got to start thinking about the employees like who have been with us for a long time. So imagine an employee who has been around who has been at your facility for about 40 years. Yeah. You just retired, you sold your business, and now the new business people don't care about that employee anymore. That employee's probably now in their 60s, been with you for 40 years. Now you sold and you made your millions, you're awesome. But what happens to that employee?
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's that's really good, because you have to consider that, that employee has a life,
Yep.
and that's why, nowadays we hear, Facebook is laying off 130,000 people. Amazon is laying off all these people. Like it used to be like whenever those mass layoffs were happening, there would be a response, to think about, okay, what are those people going to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because now they're all out of work.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's almost like people have become a little bit disposable, which is unfortunate. That's a very unfortunate thing. And so, return to human dignity, right?
Yeah.
So, treating people who you work with, even if, like, let's just say they're a contractor. I work with only contractors. I realize that if I can't bring in money to pay them, they're not going to get paid. You know what I mean? They're going to have to go find somebody else or some. They've already committed to work on my projects. You know what I mean? And so let's say you are working in that relationship, even apart from like, the financial, like bringing in new projects or bringing in new money for them, like everyday interactions when you're working with somebody, whether that's a contractor or an employee, how does that 360 feedback play into those relationships?
Yeah. So one thing I was going to tackle on before I answer that. So that employee that was there for 40 years and all of a sudden they might not have a job or nothing. That employee is now probably going to raise children, and he's probably going to tell them, or she's probably going to tell them, don't ever give 40 years to a company.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that person is going to do the same thing for their children. And I think that's what we're seeing now, is that for the last hundreds, thousands of years, we treated people like crap, treated them like a dollar figure. And now we're seeing millennials and after that, we're seeing them, say, no, if you want me, you're going to have to prove it to me now. It ain't me trying to come to you now. It's you have to prove it to me now, right?
So it creates a whole new dynamic in the economy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So then that translates, to answer your question, what that translates to now is, I get a lot of clients who are like, man, I can't get people. I can't find people, or they show up and they're gone right away. And then you ask them, well, what are you doing? What are you doing to hire people? So then you talk to them like, well, I was going to hire somebody, but I don't know if they're trustworthy because they've worked at 3 jobs in the last 3 years. And that's what I'm saying. That's what's happened now, is that we're seeing employees that are not loyal anymore because they should have never been. They never should have been in the beginning.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not certain, like if that's just a cumulative overall effect on everything, because I'm gonna tell you, I've cycled through probably like 4 or 5 different like really good, or they were not really good, I would say. They were doing well in the beginning, and then they just disappeared, and I'm like, why is that? And from a perspective of startup that's bootstrapped, I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money to bootstrap my startup. And when I have a developer work for me, and then they don't finish the job, I got to bring in another developer. They got to get familiar with the code base. I'm a developer as well, but I'm out there trying to, hold the business together and develop other aspects of it as well. And then I have, a couple of other, like another business, So anyway, all that said, it's like, do you think that market dynamic is an effect of what you were just mentioning? Like,
oh yeah, man, absolutely. That's a part of it.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, right?
Yeah.
Because I also think that giving participation awards is like the worst thing you could do.
True.
Right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
I have a horrible hairline. I have hair. I have a horrible hairline.
Right. Me too, bro. Bald brotherhood.
Bald brotherhood. Is my dad gonna tell me, hey man, if you still want to be a hair model, you could do it one day, Like, no, man,
like, nah, not happening. It's over for me. I can go get it. I thought about getting one of those transplants. Y'all might see me come back one day, or some S&P.
Yeah.
Offer some business to the S&P guys, you know?
Hey man, I told my wife, if they come up with something incredible, I will take it because I want my hair back, man.
Bro, okay, I tried the real game too, bro. All right. No, gotta keep it light. That's very fascinating, though. The point you bring up about the market dynamic that's been created, I never thought about it that way. I've never thought about it that way. Yeah.
It's like my dad, man. My dad's been at Cardinal Health for 40 years now. 40 years. And he works graveyard. He's worked graveyard for 40 years.
Wow.
He's tired. He wants to retire, but all the prices have gone up. It's like he keeps telling me, son, I can't retire now because everything's gone up so much. So, you know, if I wasn't who I am, if I was somebody else who had been through a lot more issues than what I've been through, because I think I've had a pretty generous life. But if I'm somebody else who's been through a really, really rough life, imagine having a father like that tell you that. And then that person's like, damn, my life's not good. My dad's life's not good.
Yeah.
You know, why am I going to care about being loyal at a job? Why am I going to better myself? So I think that's what's happened, is that we've treated people bad for so long that now we're complaining about everybody has a voice now and everybody has an opinion now. You know what I'm saying?
But it's a double-edged sword. Okay.
Yep.
And I see good in both sides. Even I see the good in the fact that people are not just comfortable at being one place to this to this point. The reason why I see good in it is because I always see entrepreneurship as growth, human potential. If you go out into be an entrepreneur, be self-employed, do a startup, anything like that, you're going to reach a higher level of skills and profitability, you know, even if it takes you forever to get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't give up. You're going to figure it out, because I think the way our minds were made is that we have so much capacity to do amazing things. Yeah. And most of the things that keep us from succeeding or moving to the next level it's some mental thing. Yeah. I can tell you mentally, it was really tough for me for a long time to see myself, you know, when I was younger, pushing up 245 plates. I couldn't see myself do it, like on the bench press.
I can do it in my sleep, Larry.
Dude, when I was younger, like I'm talking about when I was younger in junior high, I couldn't perceive myself doing that.
Yeah.
But I got stronger. My body grew. I was sore. I worked out. That soreness, that pain indicated growth. Yeah. And a lot of times whenever we're pushed out of our comfort zone, we get into that pain, we're growing. Yeah. We're growing. We're getting stronger. And then later, I tried 225 again. Now, boom, hit it. I got up to like 285 last, you know, this was in high school. And then last year I started working out again and I got back up to like 275. But
nice.
But the thing is this, is when you don't experience, so I see the double-edged sword. I think people having the freedom that they can just get up and move, it also puts the other people in check, because it's like, this person is not a robot that can be controlled. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yep. And this person can choose to go anytime you want to. And I think that's what's great about like the way our economy is that if you want to be good in business, you have to serve people. You can't serve yourself. You got to serve people. You got to do good to others. And that's what I'm like, yeah, so it's a double-edged sword. One thing is that, you know, the company, they should be willing to serve their employees and give them a great experience and provide as much incentive to do well at their jobs as possible. And even, you know, if they're good, you know, provide them bonuses, you know, that are earned, you know, not the participation trophies. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But on the other hand, if they're not doing good, this person can get up and go,
Yeah.
And it's a tough thing too, to like, if you've been working at a job and you don't see any other way to make income, that's a tough thing too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's all mental. It's like your mindset,
Yeah,
so,
no, big time.
Yeah.
No, but so let's come back first, full circle to what you're saying, right? So we talked about the employees being treated unfairly. We talked about, people not being able to hire people right now, or them being like people that can come in and work good for 3 months and they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
But now let's put ourselves in a paradigm where it's like, okay, I'm Mexican, and this isn't me, this is an example, right? So I'm a Mexican guy.
Okay.
My dad's worked at Cardinal for 40 years. I have my own business now. And Darius or Brian comes up to me now and says, hey man, I could triple your sales as a consultant if you give me the time of day. Do you think if I've been through these things that most people have been through, do you think that they're gonna hire a consultant like me or you?
If you've been through the things that you've been through, I would hire you, because you got the experience, right? Well, I would look at your experience. I would look at a coach. Honestly, like, coaches help us go to the next level,
Yeah.
And so if you've been where I want to be, I would hire you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, this guy has been where I want to be. I'm going to hire this guy, or this guy has experience the way in the place that I want to go. I want to hire him. I started watching this guy on YouTube not long ago, just recently. And I'm like, this guy is freaking amazing. His name is Myron Golden. He just giving out some free game. If you want to watch him, you go watch him. He bases everything he does on like the Bible.
Oh, cool.
But this guy, he makes he's got some awesome programs on how to get out and market yourself. He's in Russell Brunson's inner circle. So he's big on sales. He does a lot of coaching. But I'm just gonna say he's been where I want to be. And I'm like, I'm listening to this guy and I want to learn how to do what he's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I look at when I'm looking for a coach or somebody to hire to kind of guide me. I want to see, have they been where I want to be? Kind of like my aspirational goals. Do I want, or do they have like a part of what they're offering? Maybe even if it's not everything that, you're doing, do they have a part of what they're offering that is going to actually take my business to the next level because of the way, they've already, what they're saying, because of what they're saying and they're, what they're saying is I'm seeing results,
Yes.
I think that's a cool reason why you got your book out too. That's a freaking awesome thing, because you get the book out, people are going to be hearing you. So tell us, I just want to know, with regard to like the coaching that you're doing right now, what are the type of people that you're looking to serve at this point?
Man, that's an awesome question. So once again, coming in full circle, what we're talking about. So that example I was giving you before, it's for people that aren't thinking like me and you. It's for people that haven't been exposed to coaching or to leadership. People who have had a rough life, have had, their parents have had a rough life, and all of a sudden they have their own little business where it's phenomenal and it's incredible.
Yes.
But they're getting tired, they're getting burnt out, and it's hard for them to trust other people because they've never had that trust for anybody else in their family their whole life.
Right.
Right. So that's to answer your question, that's where I'm getting to. I'm trying to break through that barrier. I'm trying to make people understand, like right now.
That's good.
In the Hispanic community right now, I can't get a Hispanic person to hire me because they tell me they want to work with me and then they never call me back, or they never answer an email, nothing, right?
Yeah.
But the people that keep calling me various are the ones who are already in their 40s and 50s and have made a lot of money and want to blow up even further. They're the ones that keep calling me.
Wow. That's awesome.
So why? Yeah, it is. It's awesome. But at the same time, it's like, I want to help our communities. You know what I mean? I want to help us.
No, I get you. I really do get you, man. And I think, I don't know what it is, I'm not sure what it is sometimes that can be that hindering factor, that people, they don't see the value of it just yet. But in time they will, I think. In time they will, Yeah. As long as you're out there continuing to offer that value, right? Do you have a YouTube channel?
No, I don't.
You should totally start one, dude. I'm telling you.
Okay, I'll do
it. Okay, so the people you're looking to serve are going to be those new entrepreneurs, people we're going to find in our community. They're starting a business, is like growing, and then they need to get out of themselves and learn how to take it to the next level. You're targeting those people.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, Barris. I'll say it. I don't care if I get canceled for this, but I want to help people of color, man. You know, like that's what I want to do.
There you go. Know? Yeah, no, I get you. So you got to be in those communities too, right? You know what I mean? And so, I know like here in the Inland Empire, we have a lot of Black, Latino businesses. I'm gonna tell you, we got to get them in. Like we got to act as an arm. Tammy running the Black Chamber of Commerce. Have you ever been to one of her events yet?
No, I haven't. No. I would love to though.
Absolutely need to go, man. You're gonna love it. She was on one of our founders podcasts as well.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you, man. I mix across every community, as well as I'm sure you do. But like Tammy, man, Tammy know how to run that chamber. Tammy is awesome, man. Go to her events. You're gonna love it.
Okay.
It's gonna be super amazing, super fun. BCCIE, Black Chamber of Commerce, Inland Empire. And we just got a lot of loose communities. I think if we can get a lot more cohesion in the Inland Empire across the community, across the board, it's just going to be better all the way around, because a rising tide lifts all boats. But we are in a big landmass too. 4 million people, 200,000 plus businesses. So we got a lot of ground to reach.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though too. It's like I love what you're saying, but you're doing it.
Yeah.
Chris Hernandez, Techo Tuesdays, he's doing it. He's an inspiration as well.
Yeah.
It's like, but we all got to be doing it. We all got to like really start doing this. We can't just keep talking about it. Like I told you, I get these clients who are like, yeah, man, let's do it. And they don't call me, or it's crazy. But then, like I said, I'll get the well-established guys in their 40s and 50s, great people who know what they're really, really good at and are like, okay, Bryan's really good at something else. I can use Bryan because I'm not going to waste my time there. I need to be spending more time here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. So you're out there taking action, trying to inspire more.
I'm trying, man, big time. Yeah. That's the goal.
You're doing it, bro. I'm telling you. I read like I said, when I read the cover of your book, Your Ego. What title? Give me the title again.
Your ego, the real reason your business is failing.
The real reason your business is failing, which I still am going to read your book as well. But I heard a speaker mention the other day, you can't grow your ecosystem if your ego is in the way, Yep. And so I was like, man, it just reminded me of this title. So tell us, what are the current needs right now of LC Innovation? What are the primary things that you're looking to get to take you to the next level? Who are those connections?
Well, right now, it's the communities I belong to. I really want to spread my book to the communities I belong to. I want to help out. I'm going to meet up with the Business in Action next Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of shows coming up that I'm going to be a part of. I've been invited to a lot of events too.
Nice.
I just want to tell people the story, man. Just tell them, get rid of your ego. Let's work on a quick pivot. Let's work on adapting to external forces. Look at what companies have done in COVID, right? The companies that have succeeded, like DoorDash, stuff like that.
Yes.
If you want to talk about adapting, that's adapting, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. These companies have adapted and continue to succeed. And I tell you what, one of the companies that's done really well, they may have saw it coming, was Zoom.
Yeah.
We're on Zoom right now.
I know,
and their valuation just went sky high,
Yep.
Yeah, no. So right now your needs are to connect with those communities, to connect with those companies. What are those current needs?
Yeah, man, that's what it is. Like right now, for example, there's a company that I'm just like fascinated by. They're called Influx. And I was fascinated with them when I was in the plastics industry.
Okay.
And what they do is they introduced a totally different style of injection molding. And then I did some more research and I found out that this style has been around since like the 80s and 90s, but nobody wanted to use it.
Really?
Oh yeah, and now they're coming up with like not fully autonomous, but it's autonomous enough, a way of molding product. And it's their
autonomous?
Almost, yeah.
Like almost like fully autonomous.
Almost, yeah.
That's freaking amazing, dude.
Oh, I've been to their facility in Cincinnati, and I saw they switched one parameter in the machine. They just flipped the button, and the part was making these huge buckets full of like extra excess material, like it was flash, like strings and all that. They pressed one button, and a perfect part came out the next cycle.
Wow.
So it didn't take. What usually happens is it takes somebody to like mess with a bunch of different parameters. It might take you a day, an hour, a week. It might take you that much to fix that process. They did it with the flip of a switch.
So wait, okay. I mean, here, this is just a geeky side of me. Are they? I mean, most of these machines operate on G code. Are you aware of what G code is and all this stuff?
No.
Okay. Never mind. I'm sorry. My mind is just okay.
It's all good.
But that's amazing, dude. I mean, anyone if they get it fully autonomous. So, are you thinking about like maybe partnering with them? What are you?
Oh no, I'm a small fish for that one, man. So
okay.
They're a subsidiary, or they're owned by Procter and Gamble. And this certain section saved them billions of dollars in the last 10 years of scrap. Like,
wow,
they're phenomenal. I look at Starlink,
that's inspiration.
Starnav.
Yep, Starnav.
I look at them. I look at Pepperdine's top 30. I look at companies from the World Cup of Startup. Such innovative companies who I really want to reach out to.
Yes.
And I'll give them a 1 hour free session. I don't care, but where I'm talking about how they can adjust their mindset, of how they can attract people to their business, get people to really implement their vision and make a lot of sales in the process. Those are the kind of people that I want to reach out to, and those are the needs of my business. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a podcast that you kind of have coming soon. I'm just
Let's do it, man. I'm down.
Awesome. All right. What about your short-term goals in the next 2 months? What are two goals that you're trying to accomplish in the next 2 months?
The next 2 months,
only two.
Honestly, man, I just want to go to as many events as I can and promote my book.
Okay.
And just help people out, man. That's what I really want to do. That's the short-term goal. Long-term goal?
Yeah, well, long-term we break down into 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years. So the 2 short-term goals, go into as many events as possible. And the second one, you said help people out. Do you mean get new clients, or do you mean help people out for free? Which one?
Both. Well, I got enough time for both, man.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So those are 2. Now, 3 years. Where do you see LC Innovation in 3 years? What's the vision?
I see LC Innovation being a huge sponsor of Startempire Wire and Techo Tuesdays, and doing some awesome competitions and stuff.
Come on,
man, that's what I see.
I love it. Awesome. All right, so
5 years. I can see that happening.
I can see that happening too. Actually, I'll talk to you more after this call because something came to my mind early on in the call, and you're gonna love it, and the community's gonna love it too.
Let's do it.
If it happens the way I was thinking, the way we'll come up with it. Okay,
if the stars
5 years.
align.
Yeah, if the stars align, I love it. Okay, what about 5 years? What do you want to be doing in 5 years?
Man, 5 years, man. I want to own my own NBA basketball team, and that's where I'm going.
Woo! I love it. The Clippers? No, I'm just messing.
Did you really just say that, man?
I'm just messing. I know you're gonna get someone better than the Clippers, bro. Even if you had the Clippers, that's big, But the Clippers, man.
I would not ever own the Boston Celtics or the Los Angeles Clippers, man. I won't do it.
Remember the Cleveland Browns? They used to be the worst of the worst. They were in the Super Bowl.
I know.
It's crazy. Crazy world, bro. All right. All right. So who would you want to own? The Lakers?
Actually, man, you know what? I want to own the New Orleans Pelicans, man. I love New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I feel like I just go there, man. I get off the plane and it's like
Dude, you've been to New Orleans? You've been to New Orleans before?
Oh, like 5-6 times already. Yeah.
Love New Orleans, bro. Bourbon Street, Baton Rouge, French Quarter.
The French Quarter, Frenchman Street. I love it, man. And I see how much people struggle there during the hurricanes and stuff. And I could just see myself owning a team and then helping people out when there's hurricanes and stuff to have shelter in the arena and stuff like that. Like that's my main dream, man. Big time.
That's awesome. I love that. I'm from Houston. So we used to always drive to Louisiana, not always Baton Rouge or New Orleans. But we used to always drive over there. And then when Katrina happened over there, a lot of the natives from Louisiana actually moved to Houston. So
wow.
Yeah, we had a huge, lot of people come from Louisiana. I remember I was working retail at the time. So everyone I encountered was like, I'm down here because of Katrina. I'm like, man, that really sucks,
Yeah, man, big time.
All right, so in 10 years, what do you see yourself? 10 years. LC Innovation.
Man, I just having a basketball team and having the logo. I love my logo. I see myself having the LC Innovation logo on an arena. And I see myself honestly just see the company being a major player in top innovative companies in the world, man, having an advisory board member role. I don't know if I told you this, but I'm an advisory board member for the UCR extension program, this transformational leadership in disruptive times. So I'm a part of that too.
I think I saw the news on LinkedIn. Congratulations on that. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, man. I read their curriculum the other day, and they have their first meeting on January 23rd, I believe. And dude, I can't wait, man, because that's exactly what I preach, right? Like,
bro.
So that's just what I want to do. I want to spend the rest of my life working with innovative companies and having them understand that they don't have to wear all those hats. They don't have to go through burnout. Get help.
No, that is good.
Yeah.
And UCR is a very innovative school. I'm gonna tell you, UCR, I've never seen any university, I've never been in the vicinity of any university as innovative as UCR. I hate to say it. I know there's a lot of other universities. Even when I lived in Texas, I didn't live up toward UT. I was toward the U of H, Rice, U of H. Those were great, but they weren't doing a lot for the tech sector or a lot of. I mean, you got smart people at Rice University,
Yeah.
But I wasn't as involved as I am with UCR. Okay.
I didn't know that, man. I didn't know you were involved with them that much. That's awesome.
No, well, UCR, me?
UCR, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that Riverside Excite is a partnership between UCR, the city of Riverside, and the county of Riverside.
Yeah, so, I forgot about that, yeah.
Yep. I mean, pretty much everything we're doing through Excite, and I'm a part of Excite, is connected to UCR. And so I know people from there, and this is a time in my life where I know more people attached to a college or a university than ever,
Yeah.
So yeah.
I got you.
Awesome. So Bryan, give us the information about where people can find you at online, offline. How can they contact you, get in touch with you, buy your book, hire you, all of the above?
So lcinnovation.consulting is my website, lcinnovation.consulting. And then you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm all over LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn.
Yes.
Man, I think LinkedIn is one of the most coolest tools ever created, man. I love it.
It's amazing. Just recently, it seems like it's gotten better,
Yeah. It's awesome.
I never used LinkedIn as much as in the last few years,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so that's cool. And then if you want to get my book, it's on sale right now for $4.99 on Amazon, the ebook, and then the paperbacks for sale too. And I actually yesterday, I'm now on Barnes and Noble too for the Nook and on their online store. It's called Your Ego, the real reason your business is failing. I've reached #1 new release on Amazon, which is like an awesome achievement, I think, for being self-published.
No, that is awesome.
I'm self-published. I published my book through Amazon in 4 hours. It was awesome.
I love it, bro. No, that's huge.
Yeah, and then I reached number 24 off of business and sports. I reached number 24 overall. So I'm 23 spots away from being #1, man. So hopefully I get there.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hope so as well, because I mean, it's good to, number one, it's good to have that thing to brag about. It's like the bragging rights, bro. It's bragging rights.
I just want people to read it, man, and just be like, man, I could do that. I could do that. You know, like
yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm going to be reading. I'm just going to be going through that really soon as well.
Cool.
Awesome.
Hope you enjoy.
I'll let you know, bro. Nah, I'm sure I will. Awesome. So, Bryan, I appreciate you for coming on the Founders Podcast. It was a delight. I thank you for coming on.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, lady. Yes, go ahead.
I love the work you're doing, Various. Love the work you're doing, man. Keep going. You, Chris, and Scott. The stuff you guys are doing is amazing, man.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Oh, last words. Any last words for the people? Last business advice before we go.
Yeah, get rid of your ego. Leave it at the door.
Yeah, no, enough said. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to another episode of the Founders Podcast. We publish these podcasts every Tuesday and Thursdays. If you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Like the video, share this with 2 or 3 people, send it out to everybody you know, and tune in next time here on the Founders Podcast. Peace.